So like when I got here this morning, you know, my plan was to, you know, when I saw the weather, I thought, right, they'll be jumping about all over the place, there'll be fish to be caught, and I'll basically fish off the barrow and move with the fish, you know, like, but I got here 6 o'clock on the gate when I was, you know, it's as early as I'm allowed to get here, and it was absolutely chucking down with rain. Like I was excited though, you know, I was buzzing, I was getting absolutely drenched, but I, you know, I'd hardly any gear with me, it was all loaded on the barrow, and I was just sort of raincoat on, ready to just, you know, deal with it and put up with the rain, fish through it basically, like, and hopefully see some fish. But I didn't really see a lot, you know. I saw 2 shows in open water. Everything else was along the far bank where the out of bounds is. Like the swim I'm in now sort of controls a big chunk of that, and this is where the fish was showing. There was a bloke in here, he was, you know, he was having fish. I think he'd done the night or the weekend or whatever. He was catching, and I knew where I needed to be. Both of the swims I wanted to be in, which controlled this sort of out of bounds area, were sewn up, and I spent the morning spectating really. But you know, sign of the gods, he started packing up, and I got round here, and it's, you know, it's paid off big style. Yeah, like I've been spooled up with sub braid for probably over a year now, and I've used it a lot. It's wicked stuff, you know, it sinks really well, and it has so many advantages. Anyone that's used a marker rod before will know, you know, if they use a marker rod with mono or they use one with braid, you'll see the difference straight up. It's right there in front of you, and you can't really miss it. It's all pretty clear out there. I think we just need to get the rod out and get some bait out. My favourite type of fishing is sort of boilies and a throwing stick, moving on to showing fish. Like, I don't think there's anything as exciting as that. It's all good fun, like setting traps and all that malarkey, but to me, like, you can't beat chasing fish, fishing for fish that are, you know, they're clearly there in front of you. And that's why I use pop-ups a lot, you know, the hinge stiff rig. I use this variation of it all the time, I have done for years. It's really good, you know, it does everything I want it to do, like, and that's a massive reason why I use it so much. All right, well, that rod's been out about 10 minutes, and I must say I'm rather glad I moved. The wind is battering into this corner. Like I say, I baited up, I put about 50 baits around it, and yeah, the move's paid off. Got to land it yet, but I'm hoping that big size 4 stays nicely where it is. I say I had a good lead around, well, I say a good lead around, probably 4 or 5 casts just as I come into the swim. There's a lot of low-lying silkweed out there, which is perfect for the hinge stiff rig I've put out there. And then simple tactics really, just throwing sticks about 40-50 baits over the top. Wind's a nightmare, it's blowing them all over the place, but they went nicely in front of the rig. And yeah, it hasn't taken long. Hope there's a few fish over the bars feeding. Yes, get in there, that's a good fish. Oh, look at you. Yeah, baby, that's a good fish. Look at that mouth, nailed and all, right back. Right, while that fish is in the net, I'm going to get the other rod out there. Nothing wrong with being greedy. Alright, carnage. I said I was going to get that rod back out straight away, and it's literally gone in my hand. Oh, mental. Hang on, it might have come off. No, it hasn't. No. Oh. Just goes to show, this time of year, or any time of year to be fair, the right swim makes such a difference. So much fun on the braid. Even in that wind, with this braid on, you know, you feel everything. I don't think I'd feel the lead down normally. With mono, I'm adamant I wouldn't feel the lead down. It's shallow, it's gravel, but just for that wind, I don't think you'd feel it otherwise. There is a lot of weed out there, so it's certainly helping. Oh, he's proper shaking his head, this one. Mental, brother. Epic casting though from Elliott. especially the tree cast. God, where is he? Oh, double whammy. Oh God, my arm is killing. Oh, how about that for a little duo? Mr. Orange and Mr. Big. Right, how about that one then? £30 12. One of the bigger fish in the lake. You know, there's not many this sort of size in here. There's enough, but there's loads and loads of little ones. And I've always wanted a big one out of here, so I'm absolutely chuffed to bits. On awesome carp. Typical example of this lake. Long, mint, quality carp. Right, here he is, number 2, and what an awesome little carp. Colours on him are mental. Orange and dark brown. That really is a pucker little fish. Just goes to show how important it is, you know, to get that rod straight back out there. If you think there's a chance of another bite, whip the rod back out, just like this one did. Sometimes it can take seconds to go. I think the baiting's been quite important. Like when I've had bites, I've been putting bait out. You know, as soon as I've put bait out, I've had a bite within sort of 10-15 minutes. I ran out of bait. I lost the fish unfortunately, and I ran out of bait. The last time I baited up, just before the loss. You know, again the rod was out there 5-10 minutes. Lost the fish. I haven't had any more bait to put out, and I haven't had a bite since then. You know, the rigs they're in exactly the same places as before. But not putting any more bait out, you know, it seems to sort of, I don't know why, I'm not really sure. Like, I'd probably have a recast to be fair, like I think to get another bite, maybe the rigs are sat badly, I don't really know, I'd be surprised if they were, but the bait seems the most obvious thing, you know. I've got the boilies are coated in hemp oil and phos oil. Phos oil is like a feeding juicing oil. Hemp oil, obviously hemp oil, they like that, so they know when the baits are in the area, and I think when you're putting like a nice sort of tennis court area boilies over 2 rods, it's hard for them to miss the fact that the oil's coming up in the water, pulling fish down. Whereas I think at the minute, I've probably just got 2 white pop-ups out there, and especially when they're over gravel, you know, white over gravel don't really stand out that much, you know, like, and I think the bait has certainly been key. Right, it took a little bit longer to go this time. I wasn't able to bait up after recasting, like the last fish I lost, I used the last of my bait up, and you know, I didn't bait up when I put the rods back out, and they've been out there quite a while, probably, well, I say quite a while, probably 40 minutes. Yeah, it's gone now, but I think that bait's really helping, you know, when there's a bit of food out there, they just gets them looking, I think. When they're just singles, they see it, but they're not necessarily looking for it. Right, well this will be the last one of the day. Nice way to finish. I've run out of bait, I've run out of hooks, and I've got a real bad headache. You know, I've been up early, I've not eaten anything all day, and I ain't drunk enough either. So I'm going to call it a day. It's been really good fun. I've certainly enjoyed it, and I hope you have as well.